Good morning, class 10. So today we'll start a new chapter, polynomials. We have completed probability. Now we are 3 chapters short in completion of our term 1 syllabus. Okay, number system, polynomials, and there is one more chapter, triangles. Okay, so in grade 9 also you have studied polynomials. If you remember, zero of a polynomial, remainder theorem, factor theorem, you have studied all those things. Just recall it. Okay, so today we will discuss zero of a polynomial. Say for instance, I have a polynomial p of x equal to x square minus x minus 6. This is a polynomial. Let us say at x equal to 1, what happens to this polynomial? So p of 1 square is 1 minus 1 minus 6. The outcome is minus 6. It is not 0. So x equal to 1 is not the 0 of this polynomial. What if I take x equal to 2? Let's see, x equal to minus 2. Let's see what happens. P of minus 2. Square of minus 2 is 4. Minus of minus 2 is plus 2 minus 6. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 minus 6, 0. So x equal to minus 2 is a 0 of the polynomial, of this particular polynomial. Let us see what happens if I take x equal to 3. So p of 3. 3 square is 9 minus 3 minus 6. So 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So x equal to 3 is also a 0 of this polynomial, right? So the value of variable at which the magnitude of polynomial turns out to be 0, that particular value of x is known as the 0 of the polynomial. So a simple question, how many zeros can a polynomial have, right? How many zeros can a polynomial have? So any polynomial can have the maximum number of zeros of any polynomial is always equal to the order of the polynomial, the degree of the polynomial. See, this is a quadratic polynomial, right? So its degree kitni ho gayi? 2. So it can have maximum 2 zeros, right? Ho sakta hai both the zeros are real and distinct. It is possible that both the zeros are real and equal. Okay. It is also possible that it does not have any real zero. Zeros will always be there. But they may be real zeros, they may be imaginary zeros. Okay, we will understand it by the help of a graph. Right? We will understand it by the help of a graph. Don't worry. We'll come to that. Why do we have real zeros? Why don't we have real zeros? Whatever it is. So this is what we say, 0 of a polynomial. So quadratic polynomial, it can have maximum 2 zeros. Okay. So children, I'll do one thing. The general form of a quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. A, B and C are constants, any random constants, but A cannot be 0. If A is 0, you will not have the term containing x square. So this will not be a quadratic polynomial. So this expression will be a quadratic polynomial if and only if A is a non-zero constant, B and C can be any constant. They can be 0 or not non-zero, whatever it is. Okay. So this is a quadratic polynomial. Now, just now we have discussed that a quadratic polynomial degree is 2. It will have maximum 2 zeros. So let us say x equal to alpha and x equal to beta are the 2 zeros of this quadratic polynomial. So what should be the polynomial? If x equal to alpha is the 0, then x minus alpha and x minus beta will be the factors. Class 9, factor theorem, remainder theorem. If x equal to a is the zero of a polynomial, then x minus a will be the factor of the polynomial. So if x equal to alpha is the zero of the polynomial, take this alpha to the left side, x minus alpha will be a factor, x minus beta will be another factor. Quadratic polynomial, right? So the polynomial will become x minus alpha into x minus beta, right children? Let us multiply it. X into x, x square, minus alpha into x, minus alpha x, minus beta into x, minus beta x, minus alpha into minus beta, plus alpha beta. So this polynomial becomes x square minus taken common, x taken common, alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. This is the quadratic expression, quadratic polynomial that we are getting. Let us compare these two. The coefficient of x square here is 1. We can make the coefficient as 1. How? By dividing this entire quadratic polynomial by a constant a. So, see, p of x equal to ax square plus bx plus c. LHS and RHS both divided by a. X square plus b upon ax plus c upon a. This is the polynomial. Now let us compare these two polynomials. What do we see? Coefficient of x square is 1. Coefficient of x square is 1. Coefficient of x is minus alpha plus beta, and here it is b upon a. So we can say minus of alpha plus beta equal to b upon a, and c upon a is equal to alpha into beta. Alpha into beta equal to c upon a. If minus of alpha plus beta equal to b upon a, then I can take this negative sign here. Alpha plus beta equal to minus b upon a, right? And in quadratic polynomial, what is b? The coefficient of x. What is c? The constant term. What is a? The coefficient of x square. So here we can see a relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of this quadratic polynomial. Alpha and beta are the zeros, a and b are the coefficients of respectively x square and x, c is the constant term. So we can conclude this by saying sum of the zeros is equal to alpha plus beta, which is equal to minus b upon a. It means minus of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. Okay, one more thing, alpha into beta means product of the zeros is equal to what? C upon a. So we can say product of the zeros, that is alpha into beta, equal to c upon a. What is c? C is the constant term upon a is the coefficient of x square. So this is the relationship between zeros of a quadratic polynomial and coefficients of a quadratic polynomial. Earlier we used to have cubic polynomial also, but now this year for this particular term, this particular session, we only have the relationship between zeros and coefficients of quadratic polynomial. We do not have cubic or biquadratic polynomial. Okay children, we shall discuss the topic later in the next class.